All right, I'm here with Tom Benny, one of the co-founders of Navexa, which I believe you're at 70K MRR now and have just had one of your best months. Can you just give me a little intro to yourself, to Navexa, and just kind of like, where the numbers are at, specifically from your end at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm a copywriter, sort of non-technical co-founder of Navexa, which is it's a SaaS product, just to keep it simple. We're in the financial space. We measure investment performance and we automate tax reporting. And we basically solve a really complex problem for relatively high net worth people. We're within a stone's throw of $1 million ARR at this point. It's largely been to do with the work that we've done with you.
It's just kind of two phases when we were working together, right? There's when I first joined and we're just sort of helping out with random bits of email copy. And then there's also kind of since I started helping out with the ads. Can you give me a little picture of like what was the sort of ad situation before and like where the business was at before me coming in?
Yeah, so it's been a shift from total chaos to order, I would say, in the very early days, as it is with many startups that are bootstraps like we are. Everybody does a little bit of everything and are just trying to make it work. So I was doing ads. I was hanging out in the Facebook ads manager, clicking buttons and just kind of crossing my fingers. And then when you came on in 2024, you initially kind of started working with us almost as like an internship. You're just doing heaps of different things. You were writing emails and just learning about the business and kind of getting stuck into this and that. And we hadn't touched ads for quite a while at that point. We hadn't put them in the too hard basket, but we'd put them in this requires laser focus and we can't give it that laser focus right now. And we had so much other work to do on the product and on the business that we'd just kind of let it go by the wayside. I think we kind of hard pitched you on, you're going to try this and let's just see how it goes. And my memory is that within 3 or 4 weeks of you giving it a crack, it was like, oh yeah, there's life in this. And you kind of took to it. And yeah, you just got going and it started working. And we started seeing good return on ad spend. And then as of right now, you are our ads guy. So that's all you do on our business and it's all you do in your business. And you have become a paid acquisition specialist.
Pretty much thanks to Navexa, to be fair. So I think if I hadn't had that opportunity, it would have taken a lot longer to get someone willing to almost give you money to spend in like the ethereal space of like Meta. But like, it definitely felt like a clicking moment. I mean, you had another ads guy even before you were running it, right? What sort of happened with him?
We did. We were at a point with our business and our budgets that we were just so small relative to the rest of his clients that it seemed to us like we were the afterthought. It's so heavy on testing. So you've got to be iterating and testing and listening to the data all the time. And that previous person that we were doing that, it's not that he didn't do that stuff, but it was like snail's pace when the reality is you've got to be like, Johnny on the spot with the new idea, right? Just not much progress.
Knowing sort of what you know about ads during that period you were running them and sort of how we're doing things now, what would you say feels the most different with sort of the ad strategy and everything going on?
Volume is one thing. We spend more, we test more. It's volume and it's accuracy. And I would say like a ruthlessness of analysis. So like every day it feels like I can see there's new ads going out. And every week when you do the little wrap of where we're at with the ads account and stuff, it's very much like, this is working, this is not, we're cutting the losers, we're reinvesting into the winners. And it's just this compounding iterative process. So that's the biggest difference. Like, of course, is expressed in the numbers. We can see the return on ad spend. We are running ads profitably.
What do you feel like is changing the business? Way back then, I think it was even below 20K a month initially when we first started working. I think it was like, even 19?
It was under 20. It was me and Navar, founder, and you. The biggest thing is that we've grown the team. We basically just have more money and are spending it more intelligently. The other side of it, I would say, is that we used to look at ads as like a siloed area of the business. And now the way that we work with you is it's much more organically integrated into the content that we're putting out, the newsletters that we're putting out, the conversations that we're having with our customers, the podcasts that we get invited on. The ads and the organic stuff are like two sides of the same coin now. So I feel like when you see an ad from Nuvexa and then you see some content from Nuvexa, it's quite congruent. It's not like blah, 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 corporate nothing, and then, oh, this really loud ad. The ad work is really well integrated into the business.
I feel like that's come from also us figuring out who we're talking to more and more and more. I feel like it's also a big part of it. Because remember the early days, kind of like maybe we're talking to this avatar, maybe we're talking to this. Whereas I feel like now we've got a much clearer picture.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, like I say, big change. Like shortly we'll be through $1 million annual revenue, and then that kind of resets to 0, and it's like the long road to 10. Ads will be a big part of that stretch of the journey as well.
Has anything changed on a personal level, like with your work with Nuvexa, or just anything else in your life as Nuvexa's grown?
Oh yeah, all the time. I would say with being able to trust you with the ads, we know that you're doing the work. We don't have to like check in with you and like manage you or anything. So like for me personally, I have a bit more space to focus on the stuff that I'm actually good at. So I'm building the newsletter for the business this year, which also you're running ads for. Same for Navarra, I would say. Like he used to have to spend a fair bit of time on the ad account as well. And as you know, like when you're building the business and you're running the team and in that founder position, there are so many things competing for your attention. So when you can take something away and be like, that is handled, that is with a safe pair of hands, we know it's working, we know it's generating a good return for the business, and we can go and get on with like more pressing areas of effort and expertise, is pretty important, man.
Yeah, big time. I mean, even for myself as well, I think helping you guys, a big part, like initially was doing everything and anything. And then I feel like it's been everyone figuring out, okay, where their efforts will actually make the most sense. Like I even remember like the random period of us doing like cold email.
Yeah, cold email, and like all last tax season, Navarre was personally handling support and basically was in a position where he was like, I cannot do anything for like 4 or 5 months. I just have to deal with customers. Yeah. So stuff like him not having to do that anymore. Again, you can tie this back to ads, right? Because we spend X on advertising, we get a bunch of leads, some of them convert within the trial period, and so you have that kind of relatively immediate return on spend. But then, as you know, the rest of the people go into the email list. And so we experimented a lot last year with what kind of offers can we make and what sort of emails and campaigns can we come up with. So the whole there's like a sort of second and third order dimension to the return on our ad spend.
Yeah, big time. There's also just lifetime value of everything that comes in. Like your guys' retention is so good that all of those people that are coming in today, even if you just switched off everything and just let it be, are just going to be staying on as customers for however long, really, especially as your tax system keeps getting more complex.
We should talk about what's the genre? Is it country music?
The song ad, yeah, country music.
Yeah, because that's been extremely remarkable.
Yeah, and it doesn't require any work from the founder to record or anything like that. Cloning the founder for ads with a format that would have cost thousands to do pre-AI, but today just takes a few dudes and some LLMs.
Yeah, so that one in particular has been very interesting.
To start wrapping up, if you were another brand owner, business owner, where you were like, I guess a few years ago, before sort of handing off the ads, what would you tell them?
The quicker you stop trying to half-ass it and just do it properly, the better it's going to be. And the other thing is, it's far more complex than you might imagine. Like the nuts and bolts of creative testing and budgets, and people that think, oh yeah, I'll just add that into the blender of stuff that I'm doing when I'm running my business. Having tried to do that, I would say just save yourself the headache and find someone that you can trust and that has the track record and that's prepared to like back themselves to take that on and just focus on that 100%, because that's the biggest thing for us. Like you can't do a really great job on paid acquisition if you're only going to like allocate 10% of your bandwidth to it. I think you've got to be all in for it to actually maximize its potential, let's say.
All right, Tom. Well, I think that is everything. Any other closing thoughts, words, or whatever?
No, man, I think that's it.
Well, I'm excited to keep growing Avexa.
We'll do another call at a 10 mil ARR
Yeah.
when you've got a whole floor of minions running ad accounts for you.
Yeah, dude. No, man, thank you. That was very, very valuable. So yeah, big appreciate it.